And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Frank R. Campbell Stadium and Daly Field as we are 13 minutes and 23 seconds away from the start of today's USA South Conference men's lacrosse matchup between the Pride of Greensboro College and the Cougars of Averett University. I'm Davin Wilson, former Assistant Sports Information Director here at Averett, and I will be on the call for today's game, bringing you the action as it unfolds. Tip to younger broadcasters out there, do not drink soda before a broadcast, as it will mess you up a little bit, as it did me just a second ago there as I was getting started. But both of these teams coming into this game today looking for their first wins of the season. Greensboro comes in 0-3. It is the USA South Conference opener for the Pride. Meanwhile, Averett comes in at 0-2. And today's matchup is also the USA South Conference opener for the Cougars. So the Cougars, in their inaugural year under first-year head coach Anthony Mackin, are coming off a 25-2 loss against Bridgewater College on February 17th. It was Brenner Woodstock and Kayshawn Downing putting in the points for the Cougars. As they struggled a bit offensively, it was 21-0 before the Cougars found their first goal. Meanwhile, Greensboro comes in after an 18-8 loss to Guilford College on Wednesday. And then the Cougars will follow up this matchup with a road contest in Missenheimer, North Carolina, and against Pfeiffer University on Saturday, March the 3rd at 3 p.m. So Cougars fans, if you live anywhere near the Danville, Virginia area, you are not too far from Pfeiffer, so make sure to come down and support your hometown men's lacrosse program. As we said, the program is in its first year. The change came when Meg Stevens, current athletic director Meg Stevens, announced that they would be adding a women's lacrosse team this year, actually bringing it back for the first time in about 10 years. The Cougars ran a program for about 7 years, shut down in 2007, and Stevens has decided to revive it. And if you were with us on the Averett Sports Network earlier today, you saw a great women's lacrosse contest between Piedmont College of the USAC and the Cougars of Averett. Averett trailed 12-4 heading into the final 6 minutes of the contest before stringing together, I believe it was 8 unanswered goals to get within 1. And then the Cougars were actually able to tie it in the game's waning seconds. And it was a bit of heartbreak, though, for the Cougars, as Piedmont grabbed the golden goal in the first overtime period to escape out of Daly Field with a 14-13 USA South Conference win. But it was a really big matchup there today for the Cougars. And while the result wasn't exactly what they were looking for, I think the team will look back on any success that it has this spring and will be able to point to that game as a springboard for the change in season. And Averett really doing a great job of showing its mental toughness, really how strong it was, its ability to maintain composure, and its ability to really come in and gel when it was needed the most. And Averett just nearly escaped with the big win. So we hope to have another thrilling contest here today between the Pride and the Cougars. As I mentioned earlier, both of these USA South teams looking for their first wins of the season. Greensboro coming in at 0-3. Averett coming in at 0-2. Averett's first match against Shenandoah University in Winchester, Virginia, ended up with the Cougars losing 23-1. against a quality ODAC opponent. ODAC generally known for its basketball, lacrosse, and field hockey programs, along with soccer. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights from that game. It was Downing who made history for Averett, scoring the first goal in the program's existence when he rolled right and fired a shot in from about 10 yards out past the keeper at the 11:16 mark of the fourth quarter to pick up his first goal of the season, but also the program's first ever goal. Also, freshman goalkeeper Jacob Shriver totaled 23 saves and goal for Averett. And really, at this point, you hate to say it like this, but there are some positives to take out of every win and loss, and those were definitely a few of the positives that the Cougars took out of it. Meanwhile, in their matchup against Bridgewater College, the Cougars ended up with 2 goals altogether. They ended up stringing together 6 shots, while Bridgewater, another quality ODAC opponent, put up 71. One bright spot, though, for the Cougars. 4 of their 6 shots were on goal. So, as we said, some growing pains for the Cougars, as any team in its first year in existence goes through. But there's a lot of time here to be played. I had the pleasure of getting to know head coach Tony Mackin in his 2 years over here so far, when I was over here as an assistant SID, and he is definitely the right man for the job. Very down to earth, but also very serious, and he wants to come in and get wins. But I think right now you have to focus on, are you growing as a team, and are you learning from your mistakes, and are you coming back, and are you working on those things in practice and fleshing them out, and what is it that's going wrong, and what can you do to clean it up? So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here, maybe about a minute or two, but when we come back, we will have the rest of the FMS pregame show here on the Averett Sports Network. Make sure you keep it locked. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Averett Sports Network. I'm former Assistant Sports Information Director Davin Wilson, and I will be on the call for tonight's game between Greensboro College and the Averett University Cougars. We're going to keep the ball rolling here on the FMS pregame show. We're going to take a look at some statistics thus far. So first, we're going to take a look at the Cougars. Right now, Averett comes into this game 3 goals altogether. They have 12 shot attempts. Scoring average, they are scoring 1.5 points per game. .250 shot percentage, but shot on goal percentage is very solid for the Cougars right now, sitting at .667%. We're going to take a look now here at the face-off percentage. The Cougars lacking a little bit in that department. They are 8 of 50 right now. Have won 8 of their 58 face-offs so far this season. So I think that is a number that Mackin will definitely look to improve on moving forward. So now we're going to take a look. We're going to take a rundown for the Pride of Greensboro College. Greensboro comes in with 18 goals on the season on 94 shot attempts. They're averaging 6 goals per game. They've got a .191 shot percentage. 57 of 94 of their shots have been on goal. That's good for a .606 shot on goal percentage. Also, shot per game is 31.3. They do have 9 assists. So in man-up opportunities, when Greensboro's opponent is playing a man down, they have converted 27.8% of those chances. And also Greensboro, 99 ground balls thus far. So we're going to take a look now at the starting 12 for each side here on the FMS pregame show. First, we're going to take a look at the starting 12 for the Pride. Got number 2, Justin Matthews. Number 4, midfielder Davis Miller. Number 5, defender Tommy Barrett. Number 6, midfielder Patrick Bell. Number 9, defender Griffin Ballard. Number 15, Austin Bain, attacker. Number 18, Aiden Karmazinski, defender. Then you've got number 21, attacker Andrew Clements. He will be followed by number 23, Kyle Dolan. And number 28, Stephen Tanner, will stand in goal for the Pride and round out the starting 12 for Greensboro. Meanwhile, let's take a look here at the Averett University Cougars. Number 0, Jordan Wickington, getting the start. He will be backed up by number 2, Jacob Shriver, who will get the start in goal. He will be backed up by number 4, Miska Granlund. He will be followed by number 7, Bailey Brunner, the midfielder. Brenner Woodcock, number 10, midfielder, comprises the 5th spot. Meanwhile, in the 6th spot for the Cougars is Ryan Cote, the freshman defender. Then you've got number 13, Nick Delapena. He will be backed up by number 15, Kayshawn Downing. And the Cougars roster is rounded out by Brian Mignana and number 52, Paul Dennis Jr. The Cougars are coached by Anthony Mackin, and he is assisted by David Fernandez and Kyle Sopko. Meanwhile, the Pride are coached by Mike Fodaro, and he is assisted by Carson Hastings. So both teams have gathered on the far line, meaning that we are just minutes away, or moments away actually, from the reading of the starting lineups and the national anthem. We've got a beautiful day here at Daly Field. As I mentioned a little earlier today on the webcast, we've been facing a lot of rainy, overcast weather here. Almost makes it feel like we are living in Seattle or England, one of those two, with the amount of rain that we've been getting. But we have got an absolutely gorgeous day for men's lacrosse, as both of these teams are looking to open up their USA South slate with a win. And Averett also looking for its first USA South Conference win in program history. We're going to take a quick break for the playing of the national anthem. And the national anthem has been performed wonderfully by the Averett University Singers. So we are just moments away from the start of today's game, as both teams are now meeting, getting ready to meet in the center circle for the face-off. 15 minutes set on the clock. And we are just about ready to kick off. And we've got a windy day here at Daly Field, as you have to do in a Division III university where money is not exactly the most abundant thing in the world. We were expecting a little bit of rain here earlier in the day, so we have constructed a box to put around the camera to keep it from getting wet. And we're judging the wind right now by the amount of breeze this box is catching right now. And right now it looks like it's going to be a windy day down there on the field. Of course, that has nothing to do with the action that is actually unfolding on the field right now, as the two starting lineups are being read. So we're going to go ahead and jump to that, just in case you missed it from earlier on the FMS postgame show. For the Pride, number 2, Justin Matthews. And the 2 spot, number 4, Davis Miller. Number 5, Tommy Barrett. Number 6, Patrick Bell. Number 9, Griffin Ballard. Number 15, Austin Bain. Number 18, Aiden Karmazinski. Number 21, Andrew Clements. Number 23, Kyle Dolan. And number 28, Steven Tanner will get the starting nod in goal for the Pride. Meanwhile, the Pride are coached by Mike Foderaro, and he is assisted by Carson Hastings. Meanwhile, for Averett, first spot is number 0, Jordan Wigington. He will be backed up by number 2, Jacob Shriver. Number 4, Miska Granlund will follow. He will be backed up by number 7, Bailey Brunner. Number 10, Brenner Woodcock follows. Number 12, Ryan Cote will get the start at defender. Number 13, Nick Della Pena will get the start up front. Number 15, Kayshawn Downing will take the 10th spot. Number 50, Brian Mignana coming in the 11th spot, and then number 52, Paul Dennis Jr., rounding out the starting 12 for the Cougars. Averett is coached by Anthony Mackin. He is assisted by David Fernandez and Kyle Sopko. So we're going to take a look here at some of the impact players for the Cougars. Sorry about that moment of silence there. We did have some technical difficulties, as we do sometimes when it gets a little windy up here. But anyway, we are back on the air. So Keyshawn Downing has scored the program's first goal ever in the loss against Bridgewater. And then Woodcock also scored 1 goal in the loss against Bridgewater. And as we said, this is the first year of men's lacrosse at Averett University. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on the Averett Sports Network. Looks like we might be having a photo op moment down here. Two teams come together, meet, wish each other luck. Always like to see that kind of sportsmanship. And now they break, take their respective sides of the field, and we are just about ready for a face-off here at Daly Field. Would not want to be an official down there right now with my face that close to lacrosse sticks. And we're off, and it's going to be Greensboro coming up winning the face-off. Right now, ball on the ground, trying to get scooped up. Little tangle down there on the field. Right now, Greensboro with possession. The drop back pass. Now Greensboro loses possession. They're able to maintain it. But we're going to have a stoppage in play. And the ball will go to Averett. So we're back underway. Right now, Averett with the ball. Right now, it is number 10, Woodcock, with it. He's going to pass off, though, to number 7, Brunner. Brunner still with it, trying to set something up for Averett's offense. Drop back pass. Right now, it's going to be Downing with the ball. So shot, nothing going there to the right. Ball is handed off. Greensboro with possession. So it's number 32, Gerber. We're going to have a foul whistle. Actually, the ball will go out of bounds. So play is restarted. Greensboro trying to work the ball inside. Averett trying to get the clearance. Unable to do so right now. It's going to be number 12 with it for Greensboro. He's going to drop back to number 21. 21 back to 12. 12 with a shot. Cole really gave that one a rip, but unable to get it on target. Actually deflected off an Averett player there, saying, so Greensboro with the ball. Ball played back behind the net. And number 23, actually number 21, Clements, is going to get Greensboro on the board early. So nice shot there by Clements, the 6'3 attacker out of 6'3 sophomore attacker out of Vestavia Hills, Alabama. Nice little trip for that young man. Clements with the goal to get the Pride up 1-0. So Greensboro had possession of the faceoff. They lose it. It's going to be number 15, Downing, collecting. So Downing's going to take a rip. I think that deflected off a Greensboro player. They're going to say it did, and Averett will maintain possession. So it's going to be number 7, Brunner. Brunner still with the ball. He's going to get down. Brunner's going to have a rip, but it is deflected. It's number 18, Karmazinski, getting in there. Averett once again with the ball. So Averett with a couple of early chances on its attacking end. Greensboro has been there defensively, though. And then, of course, the goal by Clements makes it 1-0 in favor of the Pride early on. So Downing right now with the ball, trying to get around on net, trying to get around front. Some nice moves as he's being triple teamed right now. The ball is scooped up by Averett. And number 28, Mattia, had the ball in the net. But it was called back. So Greensboro right now with the ball on its end. And there's another attempt on goal. And there's another goal for the Pride. Number 31, Spencer Contulis, coming through with the goal for the Pride. And they now have a 2-0 lead. 4 minutes gone off the first quarter here at Daly Field. The assist goes to Austin Bain. It is Contulis' first goal of the season for the Pride. And Greensboro off to a good start. So Greensboro will take possession of the faceoff. They lose possession, though. They will maintain it once again. And it's going to be number 23, Dolan. There's the pass. Looked like it was picked off, but it ends up going into a Greensboro player's net. A Greensboro player's stick. And number 22 right now, Mertens with possession. Ball played back over to number 21 of the Pride. There's a shot by Clements. Greensboro is still with the ball on its end. Actually, Averett now with possession on Greensboro's end, trying to get the clearance. And we're going to have a foul, and I think we're going to have a yellow card right here. They're not blowing the play yet. I think they were waiting to see if advantage developed. So Shriver came up with the big save there on the shot from Tommy Barrett, who really fired that one in. And we're not going to have a yellow card after all. So Greensboro takes possession. Chris passing by the Pride. He'll drop that one back. There's a shot in front of goal. A nice save coming in from Shriver on the shot by Mertens. And then Mertens follows up with another shot that ends up sailing high. But Greensboro will get on the board once again with a shot and goal from number 4, Miller. So 3-0 now Greensboro. Clements, Contulis, and now Miller picking up the goals thus far for the Pride. So Greensboro coming away with the face-off. It's going to be number 6, Bell. Bell coming off the field very quickly. So also number 8, Subetti, coming into the game for Averett. So it's number 3 right now, Shellhorse. Nice pass back. Greensboro working the ball in front of goal. Shriver there with a great save. Shot by Clements, saved by Shriver. It was actually Ryan Cole scoring the last goal for the Pride. And we've got a player down on the field, it looks like. Things are starting to heat up a little bit, so we're going to take a quick break while the player's down. Looks like he might have just caught a stinger, but we'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I believe the player that was down was number 8, Subetti. He is up and off the field, though, so we're glad to see that. Looked like he just really kind of got the wind knocked out of him there for a bit. So here's the restart. So that was number 10, Woodcock, playing it back to Shriver. Picked up by number 4, Granlund. Granlund's got it down the wing. But we've got a foul whistled on the play. Foul on the Pride. Number 22 will drop off the pass. 15 to 22. 22 over to 31. 31 over to 23. 23 trying to take it in for the Pride. The drop back pass. Diagonal pass. Switching fields here. 22 with the pass over to number 15. But a nice save by Shriver on the shot from Bain. And so there's a foul whistled on the Pride. And we've got another foul. Whistled on number 4, Miller. Looks like Miller is going to have to head over to the sideline now. So Averett right now with the ball down on its end. 10 to 13. 13 back to 10. There is going to be a turnover, though, on the play. Greensboro will pick up the ground ball. It's going to be number 18, Karmazinski. Play back to the goalkeeper. Cleared out by the Pride. Toss over to number 22. Still with the ball for the Cougars. So Greensboro pass back behind the net. It's number 22 with it now. Plays it back over to number 7. 7 over to 23. 23 gets it over to 21. 21 to 7. 7's going to have a look on goal. Nothing going. And Stump is not able to get his shot on target as it goes wide right, out of bounds. It will stay Greensboro's ball, though. So number 23. 23 over to 7. 7 over to 22. 22 over to number 15. So Bain had a nice rip on goal. Unable to find target, though. So Greensboro still with the ball in front of its net. Number 7 over to 23. 23 over to 15. Pass over to 21. 21 to 23. 23 shot on goal. Nothing there, though, as Dahlin unable to contain his attempt, get it on target, but Greensboro right back where it left off. And that's going to be Shriver there for the save. Shriver, the 6-foot goalkeeper out of Stafford, Virginia, to Mountain View High School. So Downing will pick it up. It's being hacked a little bit down there. And looked like a little bit of a late stick there. Downing will get whistled for the foul, but a little bit of a late stick it looked like from Meritons right there. So we've got to restart. Downing did a great job of getting in there and picking up that ground ball. So it's going to be number 10 right now, Woodcock. Averett's still with it. Ball is collected out in front of goal. Both teams are trying to fight for it. In the end, it's going to be number 21, Clements, coming down with it. Clements with the quick restart. So right now, number 4, Miller. Pass dropped off over to number 12 for the Pride. Back over to number 22. 22 back to 12. 12 trying to make something happen. Nice pass over to number 21. 21 back to 12. 12 to 22. 22 to 12. Greensboro threatening. Averett, though, there to collect, looking to get the ball cleared. Right now it is in the hands of number 2, Shriver, the goalkeeper. Loose ball picked up by the Pride. So number 22 right now with the ball for Greensboro. He's going to pass it over in the middle. Some deflection, some confusion. Averett trying to get the clearance. Shriver there to pick it up. So Shriver with the release. It's number 52, Dennis Jr. Ball dispossessed, though, by Greensboro. Number 4. Ball played over. Back in front of the net. And it was number 28 that time, Mattia. There to get a stick on it and get the clearance out. So number 12 right now. Greensboro, 30 seconds. Well, actually, it looks like the clock is stopped down there. Did not see the time on the actual game clock. Down to 1:38 in the first quarter. Pass over, shot by number 12, Cole. Shriver there on the save, though. And we've got another goal by Greensboro. I want to say it was Ryan Cole down there that had the goal. Either way, it is now a 4-0 Greensboro ball game. Waiting to see who exactly it was with the goal. But I do believe it was Cole. So we've got a foul on the Pride. Averett will maintain possession. And it was Bain getting credit on the shot and goal by the Cougars, or by the Pride. Averett with the ball. Pass over to number 24. Ball is played back. Greensboro is going to pick it up. They will pick up the ground ball. Miller. And so Shriver coming up with a nice save there. Time running down on the first quarter, 15 seconds. There's a shove there by Greensboro, and Greensboro is going to get whistled for a foul. Things getting a little heated down there on the field between these two conference rivals. They're rivals in every sport. Averett, of course, the men's lacrosse program. It's not really been around long enough to claim any true rivals, but just based on the Pride and the Cougars rivalry in all other sports in the USA South, we're going to go ahead and declare this a rivalry game. And the final few seconds are going to tick off on the first quarter. So while everybody is regrouping, we're going to take a regroup moment as well. Keep it locked right here on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again here to Frank R. Campbell Stadium and Daly Field. After the first 15 minutes of play, it has been all Greensboro as the Pride hold a 4-0 lead as we speak. Pride able to rattle off 18 shots on goal in the first 15 minutes compared to Averett's 3. Greensboro has picked up a 19-6 edge on ground balls over the Cougars. Meanwhile, Shriver with 9 saves. Both teams perfect on clears. Averett 1 for 1, Greensboro 4 for 4. And right now, one of the things hurting Averett is a 9-4 deficit in the turnover column. So Averett will definitely look to try to improve that moving forward. Greensboro just trying to keep attacking. They have shown moments where they can move the ball around very well as they're doing right now. Very crisp passing. Trying to get the ball in front of goal, trying to spread out this Averett defense a little bit. So it's number 22 right now with the Pride. Drop back pass to number 4. 4 is going to have a rip. The ball is saved, so there was a nice shot there by Miller. But it was right into the Cougars defense. So Averett and Greensboro are trying to pick up this loose ball that's on the ground right now. So number 23 gets it over to number 21. And that is Clements coming down with his second goal of the game on the assist from Dolan. And it's now 5-0, 14:01 remaining in the second quarter. So now we've got a face-off situation coming. And here we go. It's going to be number 15, Downing, picking things up. Greensboro will get the loose ball momentarily as it was number 2, Matthews, losing control of it. He regains it, though. Have a foul whistled on the play. Looks like it will. Foul was against Greensboro. Number 10 right now with the ball for Averett. There's a shot, and Averett is on the board as number 10, Brenner Woodcock, fires an absolute missile past the Pride's goalkeeper, Tanner. Nothing Tanner could do about it. 5-1 is now your score. Woodcock's second goal here at Averett. He's now the all-time program leading scorer. So we've got a face-off. Greensboro is going to collect the ball as it pops out of the huddle down there. Greensboro on the attack after giving up its first goal of the evening. So number 4 right now with the pass. 33 with the ball. Ball dropped back. Number 7. 7 back to 3. 3 looking to try to make something happen. He's going to find number 32 over there. 32 back to 3. 3 over to 7. 7 back over to 3. Now 3 on the move. He's going to try to plow through the Averett defense. Averett able to keep on his feet, though. So 32 now with it. He thought about a shot there for a second. Holds off. Drops back a pass over to number 7. Stump. But Shriver is there to make another impressive save. So Averett still with possession. And we're going to have a little extracurricular activity down there, as it looks like the ball will go to the Pride. And I believe we're going to have a timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. But when we come back, we will have the final 11 minutes and 53 seconds of the half here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Daly Field. 5-1 is your score right now in favor of the Pride. 11:53 left in the first half. Brenner Woodcock with the goal for the Cougars. Clements has 2 for Greensboro. Meanwhile, Bain has 1, Cole has 1, and then Contolas has 1 as well to round out the scoring for the Pride. And here we go. We're back underway. Woodcock with the ball, trying to make something happen again. And a nice play there by number 32, Gerber, to knock the ball loose. Greensboro picks it up. And now it's Averett's turn to get in on the turnover game, as number 0, Wigington, will pick that one up. So Shriver, a little one-hopper, collected by Downing. See what Downing can do. He's got a shot. Ball knocked loose. Greensboro collects, or looked like they were going to collect. Had a little trouble with it there, though, for a second. And things are getting a little out of hand down there. I think we're just going to have some reminders here to stay calm. Keep their heads, as things were getting a little chippy down there. Downing will have to take the trip to the box. So Averett will now be a man down for a few minutes. .10:49 remaining in the first half. 5-1 is the score in favor of the Pride. Pride coming out of Greensboro College, out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And both of these teams perhaps playing for a little bit of pride here today, as neither one of them has picked up a win. Averett's still looking for the program's first win. So 22 right now. And I should say Averett in its first year of existence. And a nice pass in front, actually over top of the net to the center. Nobody there to collect, though, for the Pride. And there's a rip by number 4, Miller. Nothing going. So it looks like Greensboro is going to have the ball when we restart. There we go. Number 23 with it around the football 30. It's passed back behind the net. Another nice pass. A little trio of passing here. Looks like a triangle offense. And number 22, Mertens, picks up his actual first goal of the game. And it is now 6-1 Greensboro. Look like Miller on the assist. So Greensboro capitalizing on the man-up opportunity. After Granlund was whistled for slashing, sent in the box for a minute, Mearhens picks up his first goal of the season on an assist by Ryan Cole. And we've now got a 6-1 ball game. Averett trying to recollect, unable to do so. Nice concentration there by number 8, Subdetti, excuse me. Averett back to full strength now after the Greensboro goal. So Downing right now with the ball. See what Downing can do. A shot. Tanner there, though, to make the save. Averett ball. Right now, number 50 from Averett. And we're going to have a foul whistled against Averett. And Averett's going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with him here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Daly Field as we are about ready to resume the last 8 minutes and 50 seconds of the first half. Greensboro is 6-1 right now. So Woodcock trying to make something happen for the Cougars. Woodcock with it, the pass over to Downing. Downing doing a good job of shielding. Downing running into a wall of defense by the Pride. So Downing Greensboro paying extra attention to Downing, and Downing shows why. The shot did a great job of penetrating Greensboro's defense, but Tanner with a great save and goal. To deny Downing the goal. Great shot, and woo! Some heavy collision down there. We're going to have a stoppage in play. Greensboro is probably going to get hit with a foul. Looked like incidental contact down there, but I know Averett will take it. Woodcock to Downing. Downing to Woodcock. Woodcock back over to Downing. Downing trying to make something happen. Downing with the shot. Saved by Tanner. Greensboro still with the ball. Pass over. Number 7 for the Pride. Right now with the ball. Averett back in action on March the 3rd when they travel down to Pfeiffer University to take on the Falcons. So 4 over to 3 to the Pride. 3 over to 7. 7 back to 3. 3 over to Gerber. Ball drop back 4 to 3. 3 back to 32. 32 over to 3. 3 back across the middle over to 31. 31 over to 32. Shot. And that's going to deflect off of Averett. Greensboro ball. .6:02 remaining in the first half. So Greensboro with the possession right now. Number 31 trying to work his way in. 31 over to 3. 3 to 32. Gerber back over to 31. 31 with a shot on goal, and he's going to finish as number 31. Count-to-Luss gets his second goal of the game. 7-1 Greensboro. 5:36 remaining in the first half. Crisp passing there from Greensboro, helping out the Pride's cause, leading to that goal. That is his second of the game and second of the season. So we're here for the face-off. So Greensboro is going to pick it up. It's number 23 right now with the ball for the Pride. Pass over to number 15. 15 over to 33. 12 to 22. 22 over to 23. 23 shot. Deflected out of bounds. Possession goes to Greensboro, or will stay with Greensboro. Restart 33 over to 15. 15 over to 33. 33 over to 22. 22 to 33, and that's going to be Mertens and Halliday hooking up there, or Dolan, excuse me. And it's now 8-1. And I was right the first time, excuse me. That was actually Halliday on the goal, his first of the season. 8-1 is now your score in favor of the Pride. Greensboro once again winning the faceoff. So 32 right now with the ball, or 33 Halliday with the ball. Halliday drops back to number 4. 4 over to Halliday. Halliday with a shot. Nice save by Shriver. Ball passed back. And number 4 with the shot. So Dolan, or excuse me, Miller just about gets on the board. Shriver there with the save, though. So number 52, Dennis Jr. Jr. getting roughed up down there. Greensboro playing some tough defense. But Averett will be the beneficiary of a foul. So Downing. So 8-10. Woodcock with it now. So Woodcock trying to make a move towards goal. So Woodcock trying to get past this rough Greensboro defense. Downing. So Downing with the ball, looking for somebody to come to him. That ball is dispossessed by number 22, Mertens. But Averett will be the beneficiary of another foul. 2:40 left here in the first half. 8-1 Greensboro. Averett will look to regroup a little bit, heading in to the break. So Downing with the restart over to Woodcock. Woodcock gets it over to Brunner. Brunner now trying to set something up. Ball is going to get over to number 15, Downing again. We've got a little kerfuffle here in the middle of the field. Greensboro comes away with possession. Number 19, Cloud now with the ball. Excuse me, I don't know. So Greensboro with another shot on goal. Once again deflected. Number 22 over to 12. And that is going to be number 12, Cole, ripping a shot. And he's on the score sheet again as he took a pass from Mertens. and finished his shot. 9-1 is now the score in favor of the Pride. 1:42 remaining in the first half. Face-off, and Averett looking to try to win it. Downing is able to, but it is quickly dispossessed by the Pride. Pride quickly with the ball back down the field. It's number 4, Miller. Miller gets it over to number 23, Dahlin. Dahlin over to number 15, Bain. Bain gets it over to number 7, Stump. Stump gets it over to Contalis. So number 24 now, Goodale. Goodale over to number 33, Halliday. Halliday over to number 31, Contalis, who does a great job of. And there's another shot. Nothing going. So Kuntalas. So number 7 now, Joseph Stump. And Stump's going to fire in a shot. And it is now 10-1 Greensboro. 36.5 seconds remaining here in the first half. Make sure you join us for the SDR halftime show here in about 2.5 minutes. It's been a very interesting day today, broadcasting my first ever lacrosse game. If you can't tell by my lack of knowledge thus far, but I will get better and I will get there. And now having the privilege here to do the Averett men's and Greensboro game. So Downing right now. Downing with the ball. Trying to give Averett a little bit of momentum here heading into the break. 20 seconds now on the clock. So Averett with the ball still. There's a shot deflected. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Greensboro with a 10-1 lead. Keep it locked. We will be right back with the SDR halftime show here on the Averett Sports Network. Sorry, still a couple of seconds here left on the clock. So we will resume. And that is actually now going to be the official end of the first half. Greensboro with a 10-1 lead. Keep it locked, and this time we will be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. I'll think through it does. He probably wouldn't. Let me leave the rest of it. Actually, to tell you the truth, you're really good. I think you'd only have to wait one.
Two?
leadership thing where we had to figure out what type of leader we were and what type of leadership we responded to. So there were certain ones that she would kind of treat with kid gloves, and then other ones that would get yelled at. I was the one that got yelled at because my personality was like that's what motivates me. So. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are under a minute from the start of today's second half between Greensboro and Averett. Saw Greensboro in the first half as they ended the first 30 minutes with a 10-1 lead. We'll see what happens moving forward. See if the Cougars can regain some of the momentum here and try to make a little bit of a run here in the second half. Pretty good turnout here on the Cougars whiteout game. Say they're probably a little over 100 people here right now, just judging from looking up here, looking down on the stands in the press box. And, of course, that only provides us with a view of a couple of rows, so very easily might be more than that in attendance, and we're just missing some of them. But we're about ready to start again. Here we go. Both teams still battling for the face-off. Ten to 1 is your score right now in favor of the Pride. So we said Greensboro trying to start putting back, or Averett trying to start regaining some of the momentum here. Try to win some of it back, maybe start pushing towards a run. So Averett right now with the ball. Play has been restarted. Looks like it is. Trying to see who the player number is down there. It's number 2, the goalkeeper, Shriver, right now with the ball. His goal unattended. He will kick it out to Wigginton. And that's going to be number 4, Miller. Miller with a pass over to number 32, Gerber. Shriver ready for it, though. And the ball will go out of bounds. Greensboro will keep possession. Number 31, Countalis. So number 22 now, Mertens with the ball. Ball dropped back. Greensboro still maintains possession, a little back and forth passing going on. Ground ball scooped up by the Cougars. And I believe that's going to be number 4, Granlund, trying to make something happen for Averett. Cannot make it happen, though, and Greensboro will take possession again. And there's another attempt on goal by the Pride, but nothing doing. 12:49 now left in the third period. We said 10 to 1 is currently your score. It's going to be number 22, Martins with the ball. There's a rip on goal by number 4, Miller, but it deflects into a wall of Averett defense. So there's a pass over, a shot by number 23, Dahlin, but Shriver doing a good job getting there for the save. So Downing with it right now. Number 22, Mertens. Averett trying to get the ball cleared and almost mistake right there as the ball almost bounced off an Averett defender and deflected into the goal. Averett, though, able to get there for the clearance. So Averett's still with it right now. It's number 4 at Granlund. Some little extracurricular activity going down there. The whistle is blown, and I think Averett is going to get hit with the foul. It's been a chippy game here today between these two sides. Said Averett in his first year as a program, as a men's lacrosse program, has not been around long enough to really develop any rivalries, but based between these two teams, today has been treated as one of those games. So 10-1. So 12 over to 23. 23 back to 12. 12 over to 3. So 3. Pass over to number 12, Cole. Nothing going there. Greensboro right now, an extra man opportunity. A man up opportunity. So it was Granlund getting called for slashing. 6'4", 225-pound freshman coming over from Finland. Bringing some weight and size and height to this Averett team. So Woodcock. And we've got a stoppage in play on the field. And Averett is going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with him here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Averett Sports Network. Greensboro 10, Averett 1. 10:19 remaining in the third quarter. Averett coach Tony Mackin trying to regroup his guys with that timeout. And I think we might have a shot violation. I don't think the Cougars were able to get the shot off in time. No, it's going to be a foul. Whistle against the Pride. So number 50, Manea, out of Bristow, Virginia, up there near D.C. And he is stripped by Gerber. Gerber is going to get stripped, though, by Wingington. And so Gerber, a real heads-up play right there. Realized the foul was going to benefit the Pride. Quick restart, and there's number 35, Cordell. And Cordell will get over there and pick himself up a goal. 11-1 is now your score. So we are set for the face-off, getting ready to kick things back off. And here we go. It's going to be number 31, Cantales. And there's another Greensboro goal from number 5, Tommy Barrett. And it is now 12-11, or excuse me, 12-1. In favor of the Pride. 9:17 left in the third quarter. Sun's starting to set here at Daly Field. Game time right now approaching about an hour and a half. Probably actually about an hour and 15 minutes of actual game time, with the rest coming, of course, between the breaks. So there's the restart. Greensboro is going to try to scoop it up. They're unable to. But they will get possession back. Number 24, Gooddale. Gooddale trying to make something happen. Pass back across. So as we mentioned, Averett in its first year of competition in men's lacrosse. Definitely learning the ropes here in the USA South. The Cougars have also faced some pretty solid ODAC competition in Shenandoah and Bridgewater. And now coming up here, opening up the USA South Conference here against Greensboro College. Its first ever USA South Conference game. So no matter the result here, there are some positives for Tony Mackin and his program. They've gotten a taste of conference play under their belt. Also have gotten 3 games in. And when you put together a young team, as Averett is, the only senior coming in, Joey Cloud, the rest of them true freshmen, is they've got to get used to playing with each other. They've got to get used to communicating with each other, and they've really just all around got to get used to each other as players and people. And number 24, Gooddale, is going to join in on the scoring action, as he will knock home a shot from about 15 yards out to make it 13-1 in favor of Greensboro, with time winding down on the third quarter. One positive, though, for Mackin and his Cougars. They've been able to keep their heads about them, keep their wits. They're not fighting each other amongst as a team. You're seeing a lot of positives. Still gelling in there, hanging in there, playing hard, and doing what they can to compete. And, of course, I know Mackin and his team will not feel that way. I'm sure they were definitely, no doubt, hoping to come out and get USA South Conference play opened up with a win. But in the words of my favorite Rolling Stones song, you can't always get what you want. So still a lot of time, though. About 22 minutes left to be played in this contest. So by no means do the Cougars need to write themselves off or write themselves out of this contest. As we saw earlier today, the women's lacrosse team scoring 8 goals in about a span of 5 minutes to erase an 8-goal deficit against Piedmont. They ended up dropping a heartbreaker 14-13. But both of these coaches, Kelly Ryan and Tony Mackin, faced with a big undertaking, especially in Mackin's case, where you're the first coach of the first men's lacrosse program. Not a whole lot that you can really look back on and say, okay, this is what worked for us the first time around, so let's see if we can run a similar system. No coaches to talk to, and of course Ryan didn't have a lot of that same luxury either. And there is a shot by Goodale. Will not find pay dirt, though. So it's going to be number 22, Mertens. And for Foderaro, he's got to be impressed with what he's seen from his team today. Crisp, solid passing, some tough defense, very physical Greensboro team. And I don't mean that in a way that is degrading or trying to say that they're rough and tough. Lacrosse is, and there's a goal, I do believe. It looked like there was a little bit of a kerfuffle down there. A couple of players hit the ground, but in the end, the ball will go in. I believe the goal will go to Davis Miller. It's now 14-1 Greensboro. Greensboro has been on the attacking end of things most of the night, and it's actually going to be Kyle Dolan getting the goal for the Pride. So really you had these two teams, both of them came into this contest looking for their first USA South Conference victory of the year. Trying to get the season off on the right foot. So Pride took a 10-1 lead into the half. They've come out and outscored Averett 4-0 thus far in the second half to make it a 14-1 contest. And as I was saying earlier, Averett just needs some time to really kind of gel, come together as a team, learn its strengths, learn its weaknesses, improve on those each day in practice, bring the same intensity to games that you or bring the same intensity to practice that you would to games. Stick with the coach's game plan, and things will eventually start to gel. But as I mentioned earlier, like any new franchise, whether it is collegiate or professional, it's definitely going to be a steep learning curve in the first year, and that is going to be number 7, Joseph Stump, firing home a shot. And it is now 15-1 in favor of the Pride. Stump took a nice pass from the other side of the field, fired on the near end of the goal. Gerber will be credited with the assist. It is Stump's first goal or second goal of the season. Second goal of this game as well, I believe. It is. So Stump one away from coming out with a hat trick here today for the Pride. Right now, Contales, Halliday, Clements, and Stump all with a pair of goals for Greensboro. Greensboro will pick up the loose ball there. It's going to be number 3, Selhorst. Pass over. And as I said earlier, we have seen some crisp passing by the Pride. Seen a lot of positive out of Averett, too. Averett has managed to string together some nice passes, some nice plays. They've equaled Greensboro in physicality. And it'll be interesting to see where these two teams will head moving forward. We're going to have a foul whistled on the Pride. Ball will go to Averett. 3:57 now remaining in the third quarter. And we are going to have a yellow card right there, as that was number 21, Clements. That was unsportsmanlike to say the least there, as Clements pretty much just grabbed Woodcock and more or less threw him down to the ground. So Clements is going to have to go take a seat in the box for that. Clements, as I mentioned earlier, a pair of goals today. Pair of goals on 6 shots. All 6 of his shots have been on target, with a third of them going in 4 points. So here's the reset. Woodcock with the ball. Woodcock trying to make something happen. Gets it over to 15, Downing. Down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds now. So Downing back to Woodcock. Woodcock back to Downing. Downing over to Woodcock. So Woodcock still with the ball. And we're going to have a foul whistled against the Pride. Averett once again a man down after the delay of game penalty. 15-1 is your score. So Greensboro right now with the ball. 12 over to 3. 3 over to 23. 23 over to 22. Let's pass into number 15. 15 back over to 21. So 21 with the ball now. Things getting a little rough down there on the pitch. And Averett's going to get hit with a yellow card. I believe it's going to be number 12, Cote, having to go take a spot over in the box after the late push. So Averett playing a man down now. We would like to thank some of our Team Averett sponsors: Chick-fil-A, SDR, Big Sky, FMS, Piedmont Glass, Kickback Jacks, Candy and Associates, Danville Mall, Trophy and Sun Center, Sova, URW, Buffalo Wild Wings, Woodall, and Daily 7, among a few, for their participation and support in Averett University athletics. So anyway, back to the action here. Downing and Woodcock doing a little bit of passing between each other. So Woodcock gets it over to Downing. Greensboro defender streaking on. It was number 21, Clements. Or excuse me, number 31, Contales. So Downing right now. And Downing's going to try to get the Cougars on the board. Unable to do so, though. 1:41 left in the third quarter. So number 28, Mattia, with the ball right now. Mattia back over to Woodcock. So Woodcock trying to get something going here for the Cougars. Let's see what happens. So Woodcock trying to work the ball in. Pass over. I believe that was number 50. Manea. Saved by Tanner. So number 31 now, Countalis. Over to number 32, Gerber. Gerber gets it back over to number 24, Goodale. Goodale with the ball. I think Greensboro right now just kind of slowing things down a little bit, not wanting to be unsportsmanlike towards Averett and run things up too bad. So Gerber with a nice pass over to 33, Halliday. Halliday nearly scored his second goal, but a nice save by Shriver prevents that from happening. Final 3 seconds ticking off the third quarter, and we are through 3 here at Daly Field. So entering the fourth and final quarter, Greensboro in front, 15-1. Keep your dial locked right here. We'll be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action here at Daly Field. So we are getting ready to kick things back off. Fourth quarter on its way, fourth and final one. 15-1 is your score in favor of the Pride. Averett, though, coming in to this game, gave up 25 goals in its last one against Bridgewater. That was after giving up over 20 against Shenandoah. So if the Cougars can keep their current defensive performance up, they will be able to hold the Pride to under 20 goals. And like we said, at this point right now, just, maybe some of these little moral victories for the Cougars, looking back, things like giving up fewer and fewer goals or bringing up a few extra shots, doing things like that, gives the team a little bit of confidence. And when your team's got confidence, they play with more energy. They play a little bit faster, play a little bit harder. And we'll have to see if that benefits the Cougars moving forward here. Greensboro right now on the attack, trying to add to its total. Number 3, Selhorse right now with it. So number 22, Mertens there. Cannot get his shot to fall, though. So it looked like Greensboro might have had another goal there, but I think we're going to have a foul whistled on the play, which would make the goal null and void. (15-1), 13 and a half remaining here in this contest between these two USA South opponents. Both of them came into this match looking for their first USAC wins on the season. And as it appears now, Greensboro will be the team walking out with the victory. As I said earlier, too, still a lot of time to be played. A lot of things can change. A lot of things can happen. Just see if Averett can make it happen. As I said before, one thing that Mackin has got to be happy about seeing is the fact of his team has stuck together. They haven't really been appearing to bicker among themselves, try to point fingers, play the blame game like teams often do, especially young teams when they find themselves in games such as this one has been, where it's pretty much been in favor of the Pride from the start. So Downing's going to rip a shot in. Downing is going to get the Cougars' second goal, his first. Nice string of passing by the Cougars will lead to their second goal. So Downing, his third goal of the year. Actually going to do some double checking and see if, nope, it is his third goal of the year, as it was Woodcock scoring the other goal for Averett today. So Keyshawn Downing doing a great job there of getting in, and Downing right back to work, scrapping hard, trying to make it happen. So we've got a delay. A delay in the game here. And ball right in front of Averett's goal. Shriver doing a nice job of picking that one up, securing it in the netting. He will switch fields with that pass. So Wigington trying to pick it up. Looks more like a sword duel down there with each team. With Downing and I believe it was Gerber, or no, excuse me, Wigington and Gerber, both fighting for the ball. So 12:03 now remaining in this contest. If the results hold up, Greensboro will go to 1-3 on the year, and we're going to have a yellow card. And I think Downing is getting a little heated down there. He has been roughed up a couple of times, and I think he's kind of had his fill right now, as he is definitely one of the Cougars' big players. He, along with Woodcock, are responsible for Averett's 4 goals this season, also the 4 goals in program history. And here's restart. Averett with the ball. So Downing over to Woodcock. Looks like they're kind of just passing around right now. Maybe trying to kill some time off this clock. Get to moving on to the next contest here. So we said they will travel to Meisenheimer, North Carolina. So Downing right now, Downing's going to have a rip. Nice save there by Tanner from Greensboro. Loose ball being fought for right now. It's a big pile of it around there. Big pile of players. And so Averett getting a whistle for the foul down there. .10:45 remaining in this game. So right now it's Goodale over to Bain. Bain over to Halliday. So Halliday with the ball right now. We'll get it over to Goodale. See what Goodale can do. Goodale over to Bain. Pass back over. And Wigington is going to get hit with a yellow card for knocking his opponent's stick away right there. And he will now have to go spend some time in the box. Have to hang out there a little bit. Still have to like the intensity, though, coming from Wigington. Still playing very hard. This team trailing by 13. Getting down almost midway now through this fourth and final quarter. Game time running about 2 hours right now. Wigington, the 6'7" freshman out of Hickory, North Carolina, 220 pounds. By far the biggest player on the field is Granlund and Cloud are the next behind him, 6'4". Greensboro's tallest player is Selhorst at 6'5", 210. So this was a basketball matchup right now. You would have two pretty big centers, and they would each be going at each other right now. No doubt. But it is not basketball. It's men's lacrosse, and it's going to be number 12, Cole, coming down with the goal. (15-2) is now, or 16-2 is now your score. So Cole, I believe that is a hat trick for Cole. It is. Cole, 3 goals on 8 shots. 6 out of his 8 shots have been on target. Let's take a look here at some of the other stats. Right now, one of the big differences, right now, Greensboro 52 shots on goal compared to Averett's 12. But once again, very encouraging for Mackin as his team has been able to make the most out of their opportunities. So right now, Averett is 0 for 8 when they had the extra man advantage. Greensboro is 3 of 7. The Cougars have collected 20 ground balls compared to Greensboro's 59. So Shriver right now, 21 saves. Another highlight for Averett. They are 5 for 5 on their clearances. Meanwhile, meanwhile, Greensboro is also a perfect mark at 7-7. Averett has won 4 of 21 faceoffs. Meanwhile, Greensboro has won 17. Averett 23 turnovers. Now the Cougars on the other end. The Cougars defense have forced 13. And meanwhile, Averett has caused 8 of the Pride's 13 turnovers. Meanwhile, Greensboro has caused 19 of Averett's 23. And we've got a yellow card. And we actually might end up having an ejection right here. And you see Michael Lamangello. I think he's going to have to go take a seat there. We had some jawing going back and forth. It's really been a whole lot of it between the two teams today. It's been a very physical game. But Lamangello picking up the yellow. He will have to go. He was actually looked like he was having a few words and maybe ready to go toe-to-toe there with the Greensboro player, but Paul Dennis Jr. does a great job of coming over and pushing him away, keeping him out of trouble. And I think the ref is going to call both coaches over and say, hey, let's get things under control a little bit. Averett, a little bit of frustration, no doubt. Greensboro, meanwhile, riding pretty high on a wave of momentum here as the Pride should walk out of Daly's field here with a 16-2 victory, or a victory. We'll have to see what the final score is as we play out the final 8.5 minutes of this contest. So Greensboro now on the reset. We'll see what they can do. Ball being passed around. 7-3. It's now going to be Selhorst with possession. Selhorst trying to make something happen down here close. Ball is played back over. That's going to be number 31, Contales. Ball is played over number 3, Selhorst. 7:41 remaining in the contest. Number 16, Hampton. Ball is played over. It's number 15, Bain. Play back over. There's a rip by number 31, Contales, the sophomore midfielder, 6 feet, 180 pounds. But nothing going. But that one will end up falling. And I believe that was Bain. It was Austin Bain coming down with the goal, and it's now 17-2. So Bain, that is his first, or actually it's going to be his second goal of this contest. So here's the face-off. Greensboro will collect. And a nice dispossession right there by Stump, as it was Brunner that had the ball for Averett. Number 33, Halliday. Number 16, Hampton. The shot, nothing going. Nice play there by Shriver. Dropping a pass over to Lamangello. So Greensboro, once again, with possession. Coach Mackin wants a timeout. We want one, too, here on the Averett Sports Network. We'll be right back. And so, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back. 17-2 is your score. Here's the restart. Gerber over to number 24, Goodale. Over to number 24. Or Goodale over to himself. That's not going to be possible. Over to Mertens. And yet another goal for the Pride, as I believe it was Gerber coming down with one this time. And it's now 18-2. One thing that I did notice in the parking lot of both games as I was pulling up here today, I was talking with AD Meg Stevens, and apparently there's a culture of tailgating at lacrosse games, which I thought was pretty cool. I'd never really seen that before except at collegiate and professional football games. So lacrosse fans love the atmosphere as much as they love the game. And we're glad to have people come down here and spend some time in the parking lot of Frank R. Campbell Stadium, the parking lot of the Grants that are down here. Spend some time with family and friends, catch up, enjoy some barbecue, some hamburgers, some hot dogs. And I'm going to stop because I'm making myself hungry. Greensboro right now still with possession. 5:37 remains. Number 3, Selhorst. Selhorst with the pass over to number 16, Hampton. So number 31, Contalis. And there's a shot on goal. It's going to be errant. Greensboro will keep the ball. It's definitely been and that's going to be number 31, I believe, Contalis, with the shot, but nowhere close on that one. But it's been a very interesting day coming out here today, getting to see my first lacrosse games, getting to not only see but also broadcast my first lacrosse game simultaneously. I'd seen a few on TV, but never really paid them a ton of attention. But have definitely had a first-hand experience of it today. First-hand experience of them today, of the competition. And it's been very enjoyable. And much like Mackin's Cougars, it has been, I've had quite a bit of a learning curve here today. So you can prepare by really just learning the basics of the game and, of course, the rules. And you can try to learn a little bit of strategy as well, but like anything else in this business, until you really get down there and do it, preparation can only help so much. So Greensboro right now, and that's going to be number 23, Dolan, with the attempt, but Shriver comes up with the save. Shriver's stick work has been impressive here so far today for the Cougars, as he has 24 saves, I believe. Take a look here. Yes, he has 24 saves on the game. I was matching the total he set against Bridgewater. And the Cougars' last matchup. One thing I find interesting, too, about lacrosse is, at least for spring sports, so much of it has and I completely lost my train of thought there, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. So number 3, Sellhorse, taking a rip. Nothing going. So one thing that Kelly Ryan really, the Averett's women's lacrosse coach, really went out and did. There's a term that's mostly used in high school sports, but there's a term called walking the halls, which basically you just go down and you see somebody that you might think is talented and ask him or her if they want to play for your team, and hope they say yes. And it really seemed like Kelly Ryan did a lot of that over here at Averett. Is about 3 or 4 of her lacrosse players also compete in other games. And a fun note, Abby Taylor, who scored, and there's a shot on goal. Shriver, a great save, as he got the stick up to his left side, knocked it away. Of course, Averett unable to get the clearance off yet. There's a shot on goal once again. I believe that was number 6, Bell. But Averett once again there. But Kelly Ryan really walked the hallways and picked up a lot of athletes who play other sports here at Averett. And as I was saying about Taylor, she had never played lacrosse before in entering this season. And there's a shot by number 24, Gudeo. But she had never played lacrosse before this season. Got in there today. Picked up her first collegiate goal late in the game. Taylor, of course, part of the 2017 Averett University volleyball team that won the USA Regular South Championship. And that shot is fired high and away. And, of course, Averett had its season come to a heartbreaking end for the second year in a row in a matchup against the Scots of Covenant College. But still a solid season for Taylor and her Cougars. So number 16, Hampton. Ball is over. Under a minute now remaining, so Greensboro with an 18-2 lead. Shot off the goal. So 42 seconds now is all that separates Greensboro from its first USA South Conference victory of the season. Greensboro is still fighting hard for another goal, and it was number 16, Hampton, with the shot. Shriver doing a nice job of coming up with a save. So 23 seconds now, 20, ticking down. Limongello scooping it up for Averett. Number 13, De La Pena. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. The Greensboro College Pride take a 18-2 match against Averett with the victory. The Pride go to 1-3 on the season, 1-0 in the USA South. Meanwhile, Averett falls to 0-3 on the year and 0-1 in the USA South. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude the action here from today's USA South Conference lacrosse doubleheader. I'm a former Assistant Sports Information Director, Davin Wilson. Thanking you for joining us here on the broadcast tonight for both the women's and the men's game, and hope you will keep it locked here for all remaining lacrosse games, and not only lacrosse games, but also all these spring sports as well, including baseball and softball, to go along with men's and women's lacrosse. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you keep it locked. Make sure you follow Averett Cougars. Make sure you follow the Cougars at averettcougars.com and also on our social media platforms. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again from Daly Field, Greensboro 18, Averett 2. Good night and have a great rest of the evening.